for being there. Money is not your mission. Money funds your mission, but money is not your mission. And because you think money is your only mission, if you're not paid correctly, you get frustrated. But your job is only supposed to be one financial stream. It's not supposed to be your only financial stream. When God set Adam in the Garden of Eden, he gave him 4 different rivers. You ought to have 4 different streams of income that feed you, so you're not just depending on one stream when there are 3 more that ought to be feeding you. There are some places that God may send you to work where they can't pay you hardly anything at all. But if you got your streams set up, then money won't be your God, and it won't control every decision you make. And you won't have to prostitute yourself for the highest bidder all the time. Increase your revenue streams so that you can separate the money from the mission. I think this is some worthwhile stuff. If I had time, I'd talk about some of the streams that are available to you. Look, when you want to know the streams that are available to you, first of all, you should look at the gifts that you have. If you haven't run out of gifts, you haven't run out of streams. Every gift you have is a stream. Every gift you have is a stream. Don't let people compartmentalize you, because people often want to do this. Once they define that you can do one thing, they want that to be the sum total of everything that you do. I tell people, I'm a preacher, I'm called to preach, I love to preach, but that's not my only gift. So I still want to write a little bit. That's another stream that I want to use. Everywhere I had a gift was a stream. If you have the ability, David could do business, that was a stream. David could fight battles, that was a stream. David could play instruments, that was a stream. Everything they listed about David became a stream for him. Everything God put in you, when God created you, before you ever even got here, he buried all of these gifts down inside of you, so that as you live your life, you could draw from what he put in you. And if you're not out of gifts, you're not out of streams, baby. The job is only one place. Stop expecting your job to fund your vision. Your vision is probably bigger than your paycheck, because God wanted you to have 4 streams in your Garden of Eden and not just one. One of them was gold. One of them was bdellium. You've got to diversify your streams, or you won't maintain your garden, and you'll misuse your mission because you're overly worried about the money. I believe with all of my heart that Christians should come to the point that we are not led by dollars. I don't believe that God sent us in the world to be prostituted, where we have to make every decision based on how much will you give me? How much will you give me? How much will you? There are some things that you ought to do simply because it's in your heart, simply because it's in your spirit, simply because it's your passion, simply because it ignites you, simply because it motivates you. And if you increase your streams, I'd like to talk more about the streams. I'd like to talk about an investment stream in your life, so your money's working for you while you sleep. Yeah. I'd like to talk to you about developing extracurricular streams of income that don't eat up all of your time. Because your time is premium, and if you have to give up another 8 hours to get it, that's too much. That eats into your life, destroys your happiness, and makes you fatigued. So as you consider other revenues or streams, consider your time as a premium product, because all you have of life is time. All you have of life is time. You want to increase your stream without losing all your time. When you look for something that increases your stream without eating up all of your time. Is that okay? Okay. When you look for possible revenue streams, look for your giftings. The greater the gifting, the broader the stream. And look for non-traditional giftings. It doesn't always have to be traditional giftings. One woman made millions of dollars because she had beautiful hands. And somebody saw her hands and wanted to sport their rings on her hands. She didn't have a beautiful body, she didn't have a beautiful face, but people paid her money to put their rings on her hands and photograph her hands. Some people get positions because of their personality. It's not always their education. They just have the kind of personality that represents the company well. Some people get hired because they have a pleasant voice on the phone. Anything you do well is a stream. Don't let people lock you down just because you found one stream. So people always want to say, so she is a beautician, he is a preacher, he is a doctor. You are only limited by your own creativity. When people say this is what you are and you say yes, you have limited yourself to one stream. Could it be possible that there are things in you that I gotta quit? I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna quit. I'll do the rest of it 11 o'clock. Could it be possible that there are things in you you haven't touched yet? I mean, at any age and stage in life, could some of your frustration be that life hasn't used up your resources? Stop waiting on good stuff to happen to you. If you know you got another stream, identify that stream, market that stream, put that stream out, and don't prostitute all your time to use your stream. Because all life is time. And the more of your time you give up, the more of your life you give up, and make sure that the part of your life you give up is worth what you get in return. You're bartering with life. Every day of your life is a bartering session. All that you have of life is time, and you don't know how much time you have. So when you give your time, you've given your life, and make sure you've given your life for something that's worth it to you. Either economically, spiritually, emotionally. Make sure that you're getting a return for the investment of your days. For the Bible says, as a man's days are, so shall thy strength be. I gotta quit, I gotta stop.